Hello again, I am Blunty, and time for another gadget review. This is the Samsung HD Omnia, otherwise known in some parts of the world by the much less impressive and cool sounding name, the i8910. Boring. Okay, so let's not fool ourselves, let's not beat around the bush. This thing is obviously designed to compete with the Apple iPhone, the current ruler of the smartphone, touchscreen, big media playing phone kind of market thingy. And there are certain areas where this thing really does kick the living crap out of the iPhone. There are features in this thing that Apple just haven't approached yet. Now, anyone who watches my videos knows I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy, so me saying that about the Samsung really does mean something. I love my iPhone dearly, but this thing really does have some stuff that I wish Apple would put in their phone, but they haven't, and they probably won't for some time. So let's take a close-up look of what makes this just kick the living bejesus out of certain things the iPhone just cannot do. First up, let's talk about the screen. The screen is magnificent. It's hard to tell on video, but when you see this thing in person, you just go, that's a brilliant screen. It is sharp, clear, bright. It uses a technology called AMOLED, A-M-O-L-E-D, which, quite frankly, I don't know what that means, and it really doesn't matter to you or me, for that matter. All that matters is the screen is lovely. Watching full screen movies and things on this is a joy, and that's the other thing where this really stands out. This is the world's first mobile phone that can record and play back HD video. 720p, 24 frames per second. The camera in this thing records in HD. There's no other phone on the market that can do that, that can make that claim. The camera in it, the still photography in it, 8 megapixel camera. Now here's where we get into some interesting places. The megapixel myth, the fact that manufacturers for quite some time now have been convincing us that more megapixels equals better pictures. It's not true. It all depends on the lens, the size of the image sensor, the software and all that sort of stuff. This phone does do a really good job at still pictures. When it comes to the HD video, it certainly takes HD video. It's smooth, it's crisp, but you know what? Because the sensor in it is so small and you got a little autofocus lens in there, you get a little bit of grain, a little bit of noise and stuff in the HD video. You can put up with that. It's, you know, not designed to replace a full-on HD camcorder, obviously, because it's a phone. But the other photography aspects of this are magnificent. You've got features in here which easily equal that of any standard sort of point-and-shoot pocket camera. You've got scene modes in there, you've got a choice of resolution, you've got a whole bunch of different things that you really have only ever seen in full-on point-and-shoot pocket cameras. And that makes this thing really stand out. Back to the video. Let's have a look at what it can do. What you're seeing right now is video recorded directly on this thing. Now you may or may not be able to tell thanks to the compression that YouTube adds, which tends to pull out some of the grain, believe it or not. But when you watch this thing on the computer, there is a little bit of noise and grain in the picture. However, it is still HD and it is still far more flexible than video you'll ever get on any other phone on the market at the moment. Quite frankly, I'm happy with the trade-off of getting full, proper, HD 720p video and putting up with a little bit of grain on it, because like I said, this isn't supposed to... I'm pressing buttons again, it's beeping at me. I just tried to call 6666. Who am I going to get? This thing isn't designed to replace a full-on HD camera. What it does give you is HD in your pocket wherever you go. This thing is your mobile phone. It's always going to be with you, so you can whip it out, bam, record HD video. I'm pressing buttons again. What am I doing? Let's just turn the screen off for a while, shall we? And that is worth having. Other areas where this kicks the living crap out of the iPhone, the sound on it is magnificent. It has stereo speakers built in. One there, and it really does sound quite good considering the size of the speakers in this thing. I mean, it's not going to compete with your stereo system, duh, but it is leaps and bounds above just about every other phone I've listened to, which is pretty cool if you're sitting around your hotel room or something, you just want a little music to play. This will do the job just fine for that. Another important area of any internet-connected 3G fast data access phone and all that sort of stuff, which this thing does, of course, is the web browser. And to be perfectly frank with you, the web browser on this thing is slightly clumsy and awkward compared to the Safari browser on the iPhone. However, What you do get is the ability to go to sites like YouTube and play videos within the browser and go full screen within the browser. Unlike the iPhone, which you click on a link and it launches a completely separate app and closes the browser down, and when you finish watching the video you have to close that down, go back to the browser and all that sort of rubbish. No, not with this thing. Everything happens within the browser, which is just such a magnificent experience. It just makes things so clean and easy and simple. But like I said, the rest of the functionality of the browser is a little bit more clumsy. It feels a bit more awkward, a little bit more laggy when you're going around, but it does do the job and do it well for what you want an internet browser to do. Where else does it kick the iPhone's ass? Expandable memory. It comes with 16 gigabytes built into it, which is fantastic, but you've also got a memory card slot in the side there. Probably can't see it, who cares, but believe me, it's there. Micro SD cards, whack it in, another up to 32 gigabytes worth, which means this can store more than any other phone on the market. 16 gig built in, add another 32 via a memory card in it, bam, iPhone cannot compete with that either. Of course, you've got all the standard stuff that comes with any self-respecting smartphone these days. You've got a media player, play back your MP3s and music and videos and all that sort of stuff. You can get online and watch streaming videos with it. You can do your email, you can surf the web, and all that sort of standard features. It's really not even worth mentioning because we're just talking about where this thing excels and where it doesn't really. Oh, and while I'm at it, the 8 megapixel camera, see that right there? That's called a flash, Apple. Every camera really needs a flash, especially mobile phones like this, because more often than not, when you're taking pictures, you know, you're out at a pub or a nightclub, you're out somewhere with your friends, it's not always well lit and perfectly, and you try and take pictures on your iPhone and stuff, and they turn out dark and grainy or not at all. Flash! So important! Bottom line is, and this is coming from an Apple fanboy who has owned every model of the iPhone down through the line, this is a worthy competitor to it. In fact, it excels and exceeds the iPhone's functionality in many, many important ways, especially for a guy like me, you know, a video guy. This does high-def video, 8 megapixel camera and all that sort of stuff, full-on proper camera functions in it, nice high-speed data access, full-on web browser. You can play YouTube movies in the browser and all that sort of stuff I just mentioned. This is a good phone. Has some drawbacks, but what phone doesn't, quite frankly? Even the iPhone has some crap that I just hate. In the end, the Samsung HD Omni, or the i8910, good phone, worth checking out, worth taking a look at. Okay, so that about wraps it up. Thank you to Optus, who lent me this review phone. You can go to their website and find out how you can get one of these if you're an Aussie. And check out, I think they've got like 4 or 5 different deals you can get done. All the details are on their website. I don't need to go through it here. But, yeah. So I've been Blunty, that's the Samsung HD Omni. I'll catch you next time.